We're on to round 2. He looks like a little mini gordito. Anyway, this guy's service request is the 10 tiger cut. So basically it's a shave down all over if you were to ask a groomer to just take everything off. 10 is the number of the blade that is normally used for a line cut. So when you say 10 tiger, 10 would be the length and tiger would be the pattern, right? Now he's used to getting a lion cut, which automatically comes with a 10 blade. Today the owner asked to take more off, right? So you can't go any lower than a 10, but you can switch the style to eliminate more fur. So to switch from a lion to a tiger, you're going to eliminate the boots and you're going to eliminate the mane. So she decided to go with that style instead. And we'll start with the nails. Waka waka. I'm going to use the Codis clipper, right? Oh my god. I'm going to go with the grain. My god. Do we have enough power? Just take it all off. Pretty simple. I could teach a 10-year-old to do what I do, right? I'd have an army of 10-year-olds if I could. They have this child labor law thing, so. Oh well. And I'm not interested in adults. Why would children be better? Because they're more intuitive. They're going to be more intuitive to what's happening with the cut. That's why. Waka waka. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Waka. There we go. We go in with the tiger head. It's a cute little clipper. This is a clipper that most cat groomers around the world use, called a Codis. And then I'll switch out the blade that it comes with, and I actually put a standard Kenchi blade on it because it fits. I don't know if it still fits. They may have changed it, but I like the Kenchi standard blade better than the one that this comes with. So. And it's really quiet. And it's really affordable. And it'll last about 2 years in a grooming salon if you're using it every day, right? It's like, what's happening, people? Alright, let's get your head up. I'm not happy. So I don't hear anything. I guess my sound's still not working. Apparently, something's going on with the settings. Okay. Okay. Head is set, or we did the outline of the head. Sweetheart. He's really assuming the position. Like overboard. Where? Alright, I'll do this. That's my seatbelt. Ready, steady, here we go. Wah, 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 wah. Doesn't he look like a little mini gordito? That beautiful Siberian that we just did. Just switching over to my safety clipper. Alright. Wow. 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 You're losing power, Captain. We have... I don't know. I guess we'll just switch out. I used to use this every day. But the longest I could get it to last was about 2 months before the whole thing imploded. So now I only just use my safety clippers for the tricky bits, like the sanitary clip, things like that. I just ran out of power on that one, so we're just gonna switch over real quick for now. Cute little freckles under his arm. I don't know if you saw that, I'm putting my thumb under the elbow and then the shoulder blade, and then I'm squeezing that arm straight out. Whoops, there goes another whisker on the leg again. You know you can't do that. Whoops, there goes another whisker. Oh well. Bum. Alright. And stretch it out. Good boy. That's a nice extension. Usually when a cat's in a bad way, they can't even do that. Bad way as in stress way, you know. You really can't extend that arm out. Alright. Tiger. It's 10 all the way down to the tippy toes, and then we do the perfect paws, tiger paws. Hello, hello, hello. I'm supposed to have sound so I can hear you guys, but it's not working. Sorry. This is cat number 2 that I've had to go without any sound, and I'm not sure why. Sorry about that. You should be able to comment text to speech where I can hear what you're saying. In theory, that's what's supposed to be happening. It was working yesterday. Not today. So the 10 tiger is basically going to eventually grow into the perfect teddy bear cut. Okay? So one way to save on money for cat grooming, if you want a teddy bear cut, just ask for a 10 tiger. It's probably going to be less money than if you ask for a comb cut or a teddy bear cut. Those hairstyles can start at $200 in some of these cat grooming salons, right? Yeah. Okay, one side is done. Mm. I'm a all year round salon, right? So I'm doing haircuts all year round, 12 months out of the year, right? Why? Because it doesn't matter if you are living in a thermostat controlled house. The cat doesn't know it's winter outside, right? Because the temperature in their house is the same all year round. A lot of people get indoor and outdoor cat factoids twisted, right? Of course it would matter if it was an outdoor cat. Of course you're not going to shear an outdoor cat, right? In the winter. But when you live in a thermostat controlled house where it's the same all year round, it doesn't matter. And that's where things get twisted, because you saw somewhere that it did. It was applying to the outdoor cats, right? So you try to twist the factoids and apply outdoor cat factoids to indoor cat factoids, right? Whenever you're trying to make some kind of argument with cat and cat grooming, right? This cat doesn't know what month it is outside. It's going to be the same for him in January, in the dead of winter, as it is in the middle of the summer. The temperature is going to be constantly the same, right? Cat wants a haircut in the middle of January, it doesn't matter. The only thing that would matter is the trip from the car to the salon, which will take, what, less than a minute? You might feel a little bit of a chill. But if we're going to take down these cats' coats during the winter time, we usually put an insulated top on them anyways. We make little cat clothes out of baby onesies to insulate and keep them nice and warm. Especially if you live in a drafty house. If you live in a drafty home, then yeah, it would matter, right? And so what I would usually tell the pet parents is you want to create a heat source. So if your cat ever does get a chill, they know where that heat source is that they can go to, right? And so if you go to your local pet store, you're going to find these heated beds and heated pads that stay on all the time. And that's what I do for my cat, who's 18. I create a heat source, so if he ever does get a chill, he knows where he can go to snuggle up and get warm, right? I wonder if my sound was turned off by design. This cat is not sleeping. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Or sedated. I'm not sure what you mean. So basically, if you were to take your cat to a grooming salon and say, shave everything down, take everything off, like literally, this is what you would get, the 10 Tiger. And yes, she has a reason why. Most owners do. There. You ready for your bath? He's like, yeah. Are you sure? Can we shape your face first? Are you hissing at me or Shuji? He's like, who was that? That was Shuji. Good, buddy. Good, buddy. Alright, almost there. You see? Other side. You're not paying attention, Miss Toilet Girl, right? Anyone with a keen eye or had any kind of keen observation skills would realize that this cat is not being docile. Are you just ignoring the grumbles? Are you ignoring the hissing? Did you not see it? Your powers of observation suck, right? Powers of observation suck. That's you know, going live at cat grooming is a true litmus test to show who actually knows what they're talking about and who doesn't. You want to open your mouth and start talking, be my guest. Right? Alright, let's do it. Right this way. Waka waka waka. Waka waka waka. Here we go. Alright. Waka. There. Up we go. There. Ready? You eating your fur? All out of our pink paw pal degreaser. So we have to come up with something. I don't like using groomer scoop on the head of a cat, but I will use it right around the edge. So that's fine. It's just a little too heavy to be putting on the actual head itself. From me personally. So there. That'll help give him that perfect little tiger head. Alright, so while that's happening, we will do the rest of him. Put that back in the feeder box. I'm going to try to bathe my boy tomorrow for the first time. Wish me luck with what I've learned from you. I think I could be successful. If not, the experience will allow me to know my cat better. Ah, perfect. So you know how to do the bath test, right? Keep the cat dry. Just try to wash the 2 front paws. The pedal still technique is my default setting because it has the highest success rate. So putting the cat on the pedestal is how I start most of my cat clients off, right? It's king of the mountain. It's the best technique. So we start with that first. And then if that doesn't work, then we move on to another way to groom it. Some cats don't do well on top of this, but they do better if you flip this over and put them in, right? Alright. Ready, steady, here we go. Let's make some bubbles with Daryl. I'm going to start shooting those bubbles into this warm wash. I'm going to put this glove on. He's got really short hair. I'm going to use this to clean him down. Here we go. Waka, 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 waka. Good boy. Waka, waka, waka. And it's a really great way to hold on to some shampoo, right? Waka. Wow. Wow. Waka waka. Oh boy. It's not going to take long to dry him at all. A few minutes in the soft dryer box. Oh, thank you, Mimi. Banana be jamming. Thanks, girl. Thank you. Banana be jamming is in the house. You better run. You better hide. Banana be jamming is in the house. Alright. Wow. Alright, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse. Isn't it funny how both Gordito and this little guy have almost the same exact temperament? Same coloring. There's coloring of cats' coats that are attached to certain temperaments. Believe it or not. Believe it. Believe it or not. Wow. Alright, let's do his face. Rinse out. Here, why don't you go live, Mimi? Are you allowed to go live? You could go live. Who's gonna stop you? Alright, here we go. Waka, 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 waka. What shampoo are you gonna use? Just curious. Waka, 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 waka. Oh, I love that. I have my first wrench moderator. I love it. Banana, I love you. I'm not a registered groomer. Is that allowed? What? You are a cat mom. Yes, you are allowed to groom your own goddamn cat. Are you kidding me? A registered? What does a registered groomer even mean? What are you talking about? I don't even know what that means. You are a cat mom. You have full rights. You have full rights of what happens to your cat. Right? What are you talking about? Take ownership of your cat. It's yours. Banana, I can't tell you what that means to me. I used to watch a couple of people's lives and everyone would have their own little wrench moderators and never thought it would happen to me. And there we are, I'm looking at it. It's kind of surreal looking. It's definitely surreal. Not really sure what's the difference between a standard moderator and the other option because it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me what's the difference. So I'm kind of new with everything. So, but you have all the powers at play to remove anyone who is being disrespectful on our live, right? You just the option that I have on my end is it says hide user from the channel. That's my only option. What option do you have when you are doing that to one of the trolls? Oh, yep, you're very welcome. I figure if we go live, some people are going to pick up on the fact that techniques are usually required when you're wanting to groom your cat. And so we do go live to show a lot of the different techniques that we use here in our cat grooming salon, right? But not everyone can learn this way. I remember one user, she followed me for over a year, and after a year, she still didn't know what the difference was between a degreaser and a degreasing shampoo, or what step went first. And that was her following me for a year, and she works for our government people. Just saying, not everyone can learn this way. I can. I can, but not everybody can, right? Waka. Long as I can block and mute idiots, it's all good. So, but what does it say on your end is what I'm saying. On my end, my option is to hide user from channel. That's all I get. What does it say on your end? I'm just curious. What options does it give you? Because I know with TikTok, they give you the option to mute or block. I don't get that option here on YouTube. So I was just curious what you see on your end. Alright. Waka waka. We're going to do his eyes and his ears. Wow. Wow. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a visual learner too. I started off as a dog bather. And then when I wanted to learn the finishing touches, I asked my mom to show me, but she only took her grooming techniques so far. She didn't really learn the art of hand scissoring. You know, it was mostly clipper work that she did. So for me to continue with my learning, I had to go to Hershey Pet Expos or get a hold of grooming videos. There was a really good one on the market called Styling Sessions with Jay Scruggs and Sue Zecco. So I bought that entire line of grooming, right? And then I got the book called Notes from the Grooming Table. when you're specifically looking for what is the exact breed standard cut for that particular breed dog. None of those things apply when it comes to cats, because there really is, the breed standard is just to keep the cat's coat natural, right? Clean and fluffy, right? But as you may or may not know, 70% of people who take their pets to grooming salons are not asking for a breed standard, they're asking for a pet trim, right? So most of the dogs that go in, even if they're purebred, the owners are not asking for the breed standard, they're asking for a pet trim, right? And the same applies here in our grooming salon. People are not asking for the breed standard. And in this guy's case, it would be keeping his coat natural, like Gordito, the cat before him, right? He's being put in a 10 tiger cut, which is a pet trim, right? Wham. Alright, we're going to turn that little space heater on. Just very nice, soft, warm heat. Does not threaten or scare any cat. And then we'll put him in that box. And we'll open up his tail. Okay, Banana. Talk to you soon. I don't know if I need to change to a different speaker or what's happening. I don't know if it's my computer settings or if it's a speaker thing. Waka waka. Alright, we're going to unwrap him and see if he walks into that dryer box. See if we can help him. That's it. Good boy. Waka. Good boy. Alright, there we go. And you have it. Yeah. Alright. That's all she wrote for the next, I guess, oh, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe? And let him chillax in there for about 10 minutes. Hi, Stella. Okay. This is when I'm usually getting his cat carrier ready. Or vacuuming. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. You make a phone call. There's a running argument in the pet grooming industry that when a cat comes in for grooming, they have to be groomed as fast as possible and in and out in less than an hour, right? And so it gives them the ability to bypass any fear-free techniques, so even this cat who has absolutely no fur on him would most likely be blasted with a velocity dryer, right? Anything to just keep that grooming going and get that cat in and out. What I'm here to show you is that it is possible to get cats done in and out quickly and still use low stress techniques, right? Just because you have to put the cat aside for 10 minutes to do low and slow drying, any groomer would know how valuable those extra 10 minutes are and what they could do with those extra 10 minutes, right? They could make phone calls, they could clean their stations, you know, there's so many things that they could do, right? But they got it in their head that cats have to be in and out in an hour, right? And bypass every single, you know, technique that could keep them at low stress levels, right? It doesn't matter that, you know, the velocity drive blasting them is going to freak the cat out. The bottom line for a lot of groomers, which is the twisted part, is that the cat was done in less than an hour. Can we make that make any sense? Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to the cat owner? Wouldn't the cat owner have preferred that you maybe get their cat done in an hour and 15, which included downtime, which included low drying process, you know, things to help keep the cat calm? Don't you think the owner would have preferred that? No, because they've got it twisted and they're all being brainwashed into thinking that every cat has to be done and in and out in 1 hour. Like it's some kind of magic number. In our salon, we say to our clients 90 minutes or less. 90 minutes or less is more than enough time to get a cat in and out of a grooming salon and keep them at low stress levels, right? And I keep seeing over and over and over again that what's being taught and what's being done don't necessarily, are not necessarily matching anyway. There's a lot of rules for thee, but not for me. Like literally, on one hand, you could have a complete cat grooming organization teaching you to get that cat in and out as soon as possible, less than 1 hour, yada, yada, yada. Yet, you know, some of the top cat groomers in the country, they're keeping their clients for 4 hours, 5 hours, you know. So why the double standards is my first question. Like once you reach a certain echelon in the industry, you have a free pass to do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. I see everything that's being taught and shared when it comes to cat grooming, and there's a lot of things that don't add up, right? And that would be one of them. Just saying. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we go. So how's everyone doing in YouTube land? What do we got? What do we got going on? Oh, Mimi, hi. Yeah, 90 minutes or less is pretty damn good. Groomer Scoop, hi me. Groomer Scoop is really great for a pre-treatment when you have heavy oil and dander stuck in the coat. The Bees shampoo, most groomers make fun of. Just, you know, I'm not really sure why. But the Bees shampoo is kind of a joke to a lot of groomers in the industry, but I've never personally tried it myself. There. I guess it depends on what kind of cat you have. So if you talk about like what kind of cat you have, whether it's a long hair or short hair, or what the issues of the coat is, it might help me. his carrier all ready. We put a new liner down. We sprayed it with Callaway, so that's ready to go. And then we're just going to take him out. It's about money to most, sadly. No, I think it's something more than that. I think it's something more than that. Sometimes with cat grooming, the biggest issue is not being able to finish the cat grooming, right? That's the main issue for new cat groomers. They can start a cat, but the minute the cat starts doing whatever, in a lot of cases, I've seen this over and over again, with experienced groomers going live with cat grooming, they start the cat but then they can't finish it, or they come up with a reason why the cat can't be finished or done, and then they send the cat home, right? I think what's happening is the organization is establishing a mind over matter, meaning if you set a goal in your head of this is what you're going to get done and get this cat done, it sets the path from start to finish on how to get that cat done. And if you set a deadline, your brain starts to fill in the gaps of how to get that done in an hour, right? And I think what's happening is establishing a mindset, because you have to have a certain mindset to get a cat groomed and get it groomed from start to finish, right? So it's a mindset that's being established. But what's more important is to be teaching the techniques that are going to keep the cat at low stress levels. So the mindset of getting that cat done in an hour is not, in my opinion, more important than keeping that cat at low stress levels. One is standard is up here for getting the cat groomed in 1 hour. Keeping the cat at low stress levels, that standard is down here. And in my opinion, it should be flipped. The standard for cat grooming should always be keep the cat at low stress levels. That should be the highest standard, and it's not. That's the difference, you know. So it's not necessarily about money. There's more going on than that. It is about money for some. Why do you think the cat grooming industry is attracting so many vet technicians? Because of how poorly they're getting paid, how hard they get worked, and how overstressed they become, right? So the cat grooming industry is attracting a lot of veterinarian technicians into the profession because they're looking for money. They're looking to get paid better, right? So it can be about money. Anyway, I gotta go do something, and I'll be right back, and then we're going to get him finished and we'll be on his merry way. Okay. Do not put that groomer scoop on your cat until you know you can wash your cat. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a nightmare. If you have that groomer scoop all over your cat and you can't rinse it and wash it off, so do the bath test first. You know, attempt to just wash his 2 front paws without getting anything else wet. Or if you know you can wash your cat, then apply the groomer scoop. Do not apply groomer scoop if you don't know whether you can wash him or not. Okay, because that is a nightmare. feel it. We've got someone who's about to be coming to the door any minute, so if that should happen, we're just going to put him back in the dryer box and put you guys on hold for a second, okay? Not the dryer for you. You're like, no, not really. Alright. It's fine. We'll do the space heater instead. Wow. Now that's a rough cut. Oh my god. I'm using the Codis clipper. Oh, sorry. Oh, whoops. And we're back. I did find the holy grail of the reverse 10 lion cut clipper with the blade that it comes with. It's arriving in the mail shortly. I cannot wait. Can't wait. Anyone who's a groomer would know what a reverse lion means. Anyone who's familiar with grooming cats would know what a reverse lion means. Okay? So if you were to take your cat somewhere and say, I want you to shave everything off, don't leave anything, that's basically what he's getting. And we call that a 10 tiger. 10 is the length, tiger is the pattern. Tiger means the same length all over. No mane. Waka waka. Wow. Do you need a comb? He's like, well, I was thinking about nibbling on your fingers, but... Well, it's not the fingers. I'm too worried about your whiskers there, buddy. This is going to protect his whiskers as well. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. Wow. Wow. I don't know, I think this works better. I'm just going to switch to that one. For this particular part. He's like, I did? What did I do? You got your hair did. You got your brows. No. The difference is night and day, right? Between this cat and the cat before him, because they both looked exactly the same. Only one was kept in full coat, and one is getting his entire coat shaved off, right? owner has their own different reasons for why they request the service request that they do, right? There we go. All right, let's get you in there. Oh, let's get you in there. Good boy. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check in a client. That'll be our third live for today. His name is Melon, and he's getting something called, right now it's called the Velvet Lion Cut, but the owner might be changing his mind at drop off. Is the cat sedated? No, cats are not sedated. Nor would a trained cat groomer work with a cat who was sedated, unless they actually work in a medical facility, right? Thank you, Mimi. Be right back. And we're back. Sorry, I have to explain to the owner how the live streaming worked. Everybody's loving the idea that they can now watch their cats being groomed live. So, wow. Which, you know, we've been doing for 3 years now, just not on this app, and not everyone has TikTok. So, we expanded our lives to go onto different platforms. Right? YouTube seems to be my favorite when it comes to going live. For no other reason than you really have freedom of speech to just be yourself, and you not put under all of these ridiculous restrictions and violations, and it's just a joke what's going on TikTok right now. It's an absolute joke. You feel like you're in some kind of classroom at school waiting for the teacher to pull out their ruler to discipline you, right? It's weird. And you're not allowed to fight back if you get abused by, even though social bullying, cyberbullying is a federal offense which involves the Secret Service and the FBI, doesn't matter. You're not allowed to defend yourself from cyberbullying. Make it make sense, right? Wow, 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 Alright, we're pretty much done. One more leg. Are we there yet? Pretty much. Alright, so there you have it. 110 tiger. 10 is the length, tiger is the pattern. Right? Waka waka. Whee. I don't think we polished his head, so let's do that real quick with a little thinning shears. I guess we'll use that. I'm just gonna do a little bit of polishing using this product, or grooming tool, sorry. And that gives you a much softer, rounder face. You start beveling the edges. He's like, wait, take us. Okay. Other side. Hey, hey, hey. I mean, I can double check if the owner gives him gabapentin. 1 out of every 4 cat clients pre-treats with GABA, but it's not a sedative, so if you're referring to GABA as being a sedative, you're incorrect. It's not a medically classed sedative, right? But yeah, I can double check. He might be pre-treated, I don't know. You know how you can tell whether a cat is or isn't? Because, you know, sometimes it's really hard to tell because they're fully cognitive, fully aware of what's happening. It has to do with their eye tracking. That's usually how you can tell if a cat's on GABA. But I'm just going to go check his file right now, and I'll let you know. And if you mean GABA, maybe. Let me just go check. Okay. Yeah. He's been coming to me for years. His owner pre-treats him with GABA every time, right? If that answers your question. But no, it is not a sedative. Nor do most cat groomers work with cats who are sedated, because they know it's not very effective. Back in the day, vets used to hand out acepromazine, which always made things, in many cases, worse for the animal. Didn't do anything to help them with their stress levels. So if you gave a highly volatile cat acepromazine, they were still angry. But now they were an angry drunk, right? That's what it's like, right? And that's how you're able to manage their grooming. They're still angry, but it's like working with an angry drunk. So it's going to be easier. They're not going to be having the same abilities or the same skills as they would without, you know, being on the, it's called ACE, right? That was the old school way of dealing with cats who had stress issues for grooming. But that kind of started to phase out right around 2017, right? So, and what replaced it was something called GABA, right? So he's been on GABA from the beginning. Before he even came here, his vet was recommending it to the owner, right? I guess based on how he did for his veterinarian visit. All right, we're done. All right, say goodbye to your peeps. Say goodbye to your peeps. Yep, say goodbye to your peeps. You may think he's docile and just the perfect little boy and perfect temperament on all of that stuff. No, what's happening is the owner is pre-treating and using GABA. And if you use that correctly, it literally blocks the fight or flight signal, which causes the cat to either be angry or panicked, right? Yeah, he was elderly and sickly. That's the only reason why we would ever put a cat in a lion cub, right? Yeah. Here's something that'll trigger you. 70% of my client base are coming in here for lion cuts all year round, right? Because they love it, right? That's why. And the days of people's mindset and thinking that the only reason why a cat would get this done is because they were sick is just medieval, right? Medieval, right? You do realize this isn't your cat, right? So it's the cat's owner's prerogative which way they want to go with the upkeep of their cat. The same applies to all dog owners. So how many dogs go to the grooming salon to get what? To get a pet trim. It's usually a summer 7. It's usually a complete shave down, right? But yet when the same thing is happening with cats, you're all horrified. You can save your double standards, right? And you can go find some other live app, right? Because you joined an app that said cat grooming. So I don't know what you expected to see other than cats being groomed, right? And if this isn't your cup of tea, why the hell are you here? Just saying. Anyway, we'll be back for round 3, which is a velvet line cut on a cat named Melon, and we are going to get started with that live shortly. Thank you so much.